Hi everybody, I'm Leah and I'm here to show you how to make samples of counter clean and all-purpose cleaner. So this is something that I love to make these samples. People love to get them, but I'm kind of stingy on how I give these out, and I'll explain that in a second and why. So first of all, you're going to want to get the bottles that I prefer, the 30 milliliter ones, and I'll tell you why here in a second. They're going to be this big. They should have a lid and a little cap on top. I'll link the ones that I use in the bottom. And you're going to want it to be a spray function. You could use this with bathroom cleaner or with counter clean. I really don't, I make samples of both. Bathroom cleaner, counter clean. People just like to have the sample and the scent, especially if it's a new scent. So what I do first is I make sure all the lids are unscrewed. It's all clean. I do have a little wax here on my countertop from making other samples, but it's okay because it'll be on the outside of the bottle. And I line up 30 bottles. Now here's why I line up 30. Because I've printed 30 labels, okay? Whether I use Avery labels or the knockoff ones that I usually use, I have 30 labels. I don't want to waste that money, so I want to make sure I have 30 samples. So I've done the math, and each one of these bottles needs to be about half full, 15 milliliters, in order to get 30 samples. And that means I can't waste any either. So I've got this little funnel that I'm gonna use, and I kinda eyeball it. I wish I could tell you that I knew how much it weighed, but I haven't got that precise yet. And then I wanna try to make sure that I get every one of these bottles filled about halfway full. So it's actually easier for me to eyeball it if I'm down low. And I'm gonna fill them all about halfway full, go to the next one. And as you go, in order to not spill any, a lot of times I'll go ahead and I'll stick the topper on it so that I'm not wasting any product, okay? So I end up with a sample of Scentsy Counter Clean, and I have directions on it, my information on here, etc. And I end up with this sample, and I know the bottle's only half full. Nobody cares. It's a free sample. They're gonna like it whether or not it's half full or if it's all the way full. But you're gonna get another sample of it if it's half full. And they still are able to use it on a small surface, etc., and find out the benefits of counter clean, okay? And they get the scent, which is the big deal, right? So that's how I make my counter clean samples. Next up, I wanted to show you how I make my all-purpose cleaning samples. Now this one's a little trickier because these guys, when we do these samples, we don't want to dilute it for them because we know this product is one that you have to dilute. So what I have now is, instead of spray bottles, I have these little bottles with a cap. And I originally had bought these for hand soap, which they're also great for hand soap. And they just have a little screw-on cap that seals, and then when someone's ready to use it, they can squirt it out. So all I'm gonna do in these are gonna be like deluxe samples. So I've got a different funnel, and I'm gonna pour in here the counter clean, and not the counter clean, the all-purpose cleaner, and I'm actually gonna fill this one almost to the top, okay? And so now, there's an all-purpose cleaner in here, and on my label, I actually put, you're gonna add 3 parts water to this 1 part all-purpose cleaner. So now they've got a sample of all-purpose cleaner with instructions on here on how to use it, and it's got my contact info on there, how to buy, etc., on my label, and I'm good to go. So this is all about just having the right gear, the right equipment, right? And if you check with your tax person, but because this is advertising most of the time, you can write these supplies off because you are advertising your business through this, right? So you wanna make sure that you keep track of your receipts and all those things so that when tax season comes, you're ready to write those things off. But this is how I'm doing my samples this fall for the sun-drenched cotton all-purpose cleaner and then the sun-drenched cotton counter cleaner. And I think I'm gonna have some happy customers. So hopefully this was helpful, maybe inspired you to get going on your sample making, because truly, this is how people come back again and again to you.